Well, YouTube, it is time. Part 4 of my complete collection review. And this is now covering my traditionals. This is not covering my high-end or mid-range knives or even my modern traditionals. This is going to cover all of my slip joint knives. And this is not in particular order. It's just the order I pulled them out of my box. So here we go. First off, we'll start with these. Here we go, and I don't think I'm going to get them all in frame. But first, we will start with this little Okapi. This is an Okapi knife from Germany. And we can see made in Germany. They used to be made in Africa. I don't carry this. This is more of a novelty. But what a wonderful little knife. It's just got a very unique spring setup here, and this is actually one that I restored. So it wasn't in this shape beforehand, but because of me, it is now in somewhat usable shape. So that's the Okapi. Next up, we've got kind of a camp knife setup and then my utility knife setup here. So this here is my Camco USA, and this is my Camco USA, and it says 450 on the tang. This knife, from what I can see, has never been sharpened. Has never been sharpened. I have not touched it. I will not touch it. And it uses a carbon steel, probably a 1070 or something like that. And we have the can opener, which is a little primitive, very crudely stamped, but boy, the springs on this one are pretty strong. Here's our bottle opener, cap lifter, and screwdriver. The screwdriver is pretty primitive in its finishing. You can see that it's not pitting, it's just patina, but we do have some patina spots. And then on this end, we have the awl. And the awl is all you need to do any kind of leather work. So there is and you can see that's a little tricky. But here is my Camco camp knife. Now it doesn't say camp knife, but I'm going to say it's either a camp knife or utility knife. But this knife is in fantastic shape, has a wonderful sized little blade. Blade kind of goes this direction, goes down a little bit, and it's been bent to fit in the handle. So we can see that, yes, those have been bent to fit. So there's my Camco. Now here is, I think this is, yes, this is a new old stock Camp King. Now I've tried my best to keep it as pristine as possible. I keep oil on this thing regularly. But this is a new old stock Imperial USA Camp King. And this knife has stamped covers. They're fake covers. Wonderful response out of those springs. We can see that this even has some of the original oil on there. And I do put mineral oil on these about twice a month, just to keep them in really good shape. We got this one that is a nail breaker. There's our cap lifter. This thing is in absolutely perfect condition. No use on it at all. And if there is, it's because of oxidization. And there's some of the original oil, real heavy stuff. But I don't use this one. This is just strictly for my collection. So there we go. And then here's a Camp King that uses stamped covers as well. And this one is, there we go. This one is actually a, boy, we can't get that any tighter, can we? This is a Hammer brand. A Hammer brand, United States Camp King. And this has a bunch of oil on it because it is a carbon steel. There we go, the Hammer brand. This is probably from the 70s. Hammer brand Camp King. We have cap lifter, screwdriver. Oh man, you really have to have nails for this. Then can opener. Look at that, and there's a patent number. Now it may not be from the 70s because of that. It could even be from the 50s. I don't know. But if any of you guys know out there, just let me know. But there's the can opener, says right there. And that's got a serious spring on there. And then here's our awl. And remember, the awl is all you need for leather work. So there's our awl. And here, this is from the 70s or 80s. And this is a Imperial Ireland camp knife, and I ended up selling this, and then I bought it back from the person I sold it from, and I got it for less than I originally paid for it, because he put it in a bid. And so I ended up bidding on it, found the seller, and just was like, well, I think I'm gonna buy that back. And this bottle opener leaves a little bit desired in its function and strength, but it's there if I need it. But this is definitely a budget knife. Faux wood covers. It's plastic, but faux wood. And then this one I actually bought from the person that bought my Ireland. This is the Imperial Ireland. This is actually a wonderful little gentleman's knife. This has got plastic covers. When I saw it, I thought it was wood, so it fooled me. But I thought it was wood covers, and I saw that it was made in Germany. Enox, Solingen, Germany, right there. And this is just a wonderful little blade that fits in your pocket watch pocket in your jeans, and it's just a wonderful, nice snap, wonderful springs. And then on this side we have a wonderful little pen blade, definitely something from the 70s, I bet. And then a really robust bottle opener, really nice. This is probably going to be a long video. I probably need to speed this up just a bit. So here we go into my utility knives collection. This is a Jensen stainless steel Japan utility knife. And I picked this up because I'd never heard of the brand, and I thought this was a very unique one that was made in Japan and yet had a very thick stock on it. Let's just take a look at that. That blade stock is 2.8 millimeters thick, and then we have a very unique, this is the other reason why I bought it, a very unique setup here. You don't have a screwdriver. I actually don't know what kind of tool this would be. It looks more like it's going to be a scraper and a wire stripper, but no flathead. So that's a very unique little feature on that. So here we go. Now these are pretty much all the same, but this is a Camillus, New York, and this one has never been sharpened. Actually, no, I have sharpened this one. This is one that I carry, or at least carried. And this one I have sharpened. And then there's my, your traditional screwdriver and then wire stripper. So I may actually make this into 2 videos. I'm not sure. Then here's the other one that has never been sharpened. So this one has never been sharpened. You can actually see that there is a little bit of burning on the end of the blade. This is a Camillus, New York, USA. And then here's your screwdriver blade. So I collect these because they're just so cheap and easy to get. And actually this next one was revealed to me by Tobias Gibson at Knife Chats with Tobias. And this is a Rick Noir Boston, USA utility knife with a sheep's foot Barlow handle. Very unique knife. I've not found many like that, so I don't really carry it. And then we've got a nice little screwdriver and wire stripper there. And I've just never seen one in this good condition, and it's such a unique little knife. Then here we have a Colonial. And I mean, look at the size of that blade. This one's never been sharpened as well. All original. Even has the original oil back there. And then the original oil caked on the blade there. So that is my first batch of traditionals. Okay, next, here we go. These are my Victorian Ox, kind of miscellaneous Victorian Oxes. So this one here was the Wenger that I carried all throughout high school. And this was on my key ring all throughout high school. Imagine carrying a knife in a high school today. You probably couldn't do it. But I carried this one and I used it responsibly. You can see that I've sharpened the blade enough where it pokes out here. And probably what I'll end up doing is just filing down the kick to get that lower. But this is your standard tinker affair with a screwdriver. I didn't need a wine opener at that time in my life. Not until later. Then this one here is actually a gift that my dad gave me. I don't remember the name of it, but I've had it a very long time. Not the original key ring, but this is one that I have carried for many years, and the blade shows it. It's been sharpened, and it's got a DEG M on the back and a serial number. I don't know what that means, but this one is definitely one that I will cherish for a long time. And it had a serrated bread knife, and I used that thing for the wrong purposes, so that blade is just gone. That was just when I was younger. It's got a nice big screwdriver cap lifter here, and then can opener here, and then also a saw, which I used a ton in the Boy Scouts when I was a scout. And then on this side we've got the bottle opener, and we have the awl, which does not have a hole in it. So that is a special knife for me. Then I had the Victorinox Golfer, and I wanted to get the Wenger's version of the Golfer, and they've got a few, whoops, woo, got me, but didn't cut me deep. This one is a little interesting because it has a club cleaner tool here, and then it's got a divot tool here, and then on the back here is another club cleaning tool. You would take this and then scrape out the grooves in your club for that, and then nothing else back there. And then you've also have your can opener, bottle opener, and cap lifter there, and then your knife blade. So I felt that was a very unique little setup. Now, ooh, there we go. Now this next knife I actually picked up while I was in Athens, and I was on my honeymoon, and we were going through a thrift like sales section of town where people were selling some stuff that they had, and I ran across this Victorian Ox economy lined waiter. But the reason why I bought it is it has my birth date on it. I don't know who JF was, but whenever he got this was my birth date. So I thought that was pretty cool, and so I bought it off the guy, and I think I paid like $8 or something for it. But wonderful little knife. And when I had this, I ended up carrying it through our trip, and I sharpened it on a coffee mug of all things. So there's that. Then down here I keep my new old stock Victorian Ox bread knife. Very unique knife. Very unique knife. Made for cutting bagels and cutting holes in bread. Now over here we have a Victorian Ox Pocket Pal in gray which I have not found another one in gray before. I think these are a pretty rare color. This is definitely from the 90s, so we've got that one in gray. And then over here we have the Victorian Ox Pocket Pal Cub Scouts version, and this is pretty much new old stock. I don't have the box for it, but it's never been carried, never been sharpened. And I just think that's pretty cool because I was a Cub Scout, so there we go. And then we have the Victorian Ox Boy Scout Sentry, I think this is called. So this one only has one blade. Very useful little office knife, I think. And this one is in completely new old stock condition, so never been used. This one here I actually picked up on eBay, and the dude didn't know anything about it. But I immediately knew it was a tourist, and it had to be probably from the 80s because of the corkscrew here. And we have a blade that is practically brand new, other than the smudges. And the reason why they call this the tourist is because it has a nail filer right on there where the small blade would be. And this is a, I think a 70 millimeter frame. Let's see, 84. It's an 84 millimeter frame. So it's nice and compact, but this was stamped BP. So that is an oil company in the United States. And so that is probably dating from the 80s. Then over here, we have my Openel Spartan. And this one is definitely a treasure in my collection. You can see the difference in the red there. This is more of a fire engine red. So that concludes the other part of my slip joints. And the next sleeve, here we go. You've seen all of these. These are all of my, no, you haven't seen all these actually. These are all on this side. These are all of my Sentries, not Sentries, Pocket Pals, and I can't remember for the life of me right now. Pocket Pal and I can't remember what they called them with the key ring. But these are, and just to save time, I'm not going to pull these out. But these are all pretty much the same model, give or take. They have a ring or not. I actually was able to get this one with the ring in red, and then I was also able to get one without the ring in red. So I'm very happy with that. And yep, and then we have on here, we have a soldier. I've already done a few videos on a few of these, so I will save time by not doing that, pulling them out. But this is a Victorian Ox soldier from 2005. And this one I just want to keep in here because I remember 2005, and that was a pretty good year. Especially Star Wars Episode 3 came out, and a buddy of mine flipped out when we saw that. Then this is the SoCo Cut limited edition Solo in forest green. And this is a wonderful little single-bladed Victorian Ox in Alocks. I don't carry that. Now, when my wife and I were in Greece, we went to the Victorian Ox outlet, and my wife said I could get a a honeymoon gift. And so this was my honeymoon gift. I got her Pandora charms, but this is my honeymoon gift. And this knife is the Champagne Pioneer 2019 limited edition, and this one is definitely special to me. I do carry it on special occasions. And so then from there we've got my banker or broker, and then we've got the Renata watch tool. But just save time, I won't go through all of those. So that's that case. Woo, we're getting there. I'm going to try and keep this at 25 minutes. Here are all my main traditionals, and I'm just going to turn it this way so we can see them all. Let me do it this way. Here we go. So we have a few special knives in this case. First, we have this old timer, and this is the old timer 80T, and this is basically a large Stockman from Schrade, and this was actually my father's pocket knife. and he carried this for quite a few years, and he ended up giving it to me. I actually traded him a pocket knife for it, and this is definitely a knife I will be keeping for many years. So that was my father's. Then this was my grandfather's on my mother's side, his pocket knife. And this one has seen some years of use, but that is his pocket knife. So I have my father's, and then I have my grandfather's, and then mine, which is the Wanger that I carried. But I mean, all of these are mine. It's just that's the one I carried when I was young. I'm still young. And then this is my Case Texas Jack, and this is a wonderful knife in their carbon steel. Wonderful, wonderful knife. Don't carry it enough. And then here is your Case Large Stockman. Carry this on every once in a while. Usually when I go out to like a brewery or something and we're going to be eating out or something and I have some food, I'll cut up my food with that. So we've got that there. Then here's a Case Small Trapper. And this is just a case knife in stainless steel. Don't carry this one a lot. I don't know. I would prefer a full-size trapper over this, but I keep it just in case if I have that itch of needing a small trapper's knife. And so that's in their yellow Durlin. And then here is a Case Trapper in red jig bone. And this is just beautiful, 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 beautiful knife. I have sharpened it. I will be sharpening again and putting a choil there, but it's a wonderful, wonderful knife. Really beautiful, really beautiful. And if you hear squealing and yelling, that is my baby daughter in the back, so forgive me. Then this one I actually picked up, and this is the Schrade 120T. And this one I actually restored, and I restored this one, and I just sharpened it. I didn't do anything with the blade, but the handle is all faded, and so I polished the bolsters, and I sharpened up the blade and oiled the pivot. But this is just a wonderful knife if you're wearing slacks and you don't want to carry a big knife. You just put this in your pocket and you're ready to go. Then another restoration project I had is this Schrade. This is the Schrade 340T. And this one was another restoration project I did. I did polish the blades and then I patinaed them in vinegar. I polished the bolsters and resatin finished the springs. And this one I don't carry too much, but it definitely is razor sharp. This steel strops up so easily. It really does. So that is it for my cased in these cases collection of knives. Then we're going to move on to the ones that I carry the most. And so let's just jump on into it. So here we go. We've got a Openel number 6. And this one I usually keep in my watch pocket. So this is just an Openel number 6 in their carbon steel. So carbon steel, and this is just a really, really nice compact little knife that just slices. Really great for opening packages. Paired with that is an Openel Classic number 8, and this is their classic sized knife, and this is fantastic. It's so thin, slicey, easy to strop up. I mean, what can I say? It's wonderful, and I do have a video coming out for it. This one is another knife that we picked up, or at least I picked up when we were in Athens. And this is an Openel number 10. And this actually says Roblox Brevete on the collar here. And it's VR Oviroblock, I think it says. VIROBLOC. And then Brevete. That might be brevet or brevet for patent. I'm not sure, but you can see that this steel, this blade swings really easily. That is because the wood is dried out. So I may need to hydrate the wood, but I did buy this. I knew exactly what it was, and the person selling it knew exactly what it was. But you can definitely see this is before they stamped it with carbon or anything. The printing on the handle has long gone, and it's had some use. The problem with these larger Openels is the pivot and the wood will not sustain the pressure of the use of a larger knife blade. And so I don't really use this as more of a sentimental knife, but I did end up sharpening it up. I've used it a few times on steak and cutting up fish, but other than that, I don't use it for much else. But it is a nice memory. So from there, we have my lime green Spartan. This is definitely a fun one, especially if I carry a purple knife. Kind of reminds me of the Joker. Then from there, I have my Pioneer X, and we still got some residue on there that flew out of there. But this is the Pioneer X with a set of full-sized scissors. I mean, absolutely fantastic. I actually got rid of my Pioneer to have this. Not to have it, to buy it, but I just got rid of my Pioneer because this fulfilled everything and more that I needed out of a Pioneer Alocks kind of knife. It's got an all knife, it's got a can opener, small screwdriver, I mean everything, and the big scissors. Then from there, we have the Bantam Alocks, and this thing is stupid thin. I mean, if you're going to have one knife and you want one slip joint and you don't want to spend a lot of money, 5.8 millimeters thick on this thing. Absolutely thin. Absolutely thin. Very compact. Very tight. And it is fantastic. We're almost there. Almost to the end. So, and then here's a Higo no Kami friction folder. I don't remember which size this is, but I wanted to get one that was just relatively a good size that I could use for opening up letters and opening up boxes. But I will tell you this steel, the blue paper steel, is something you don't want to mess with. It's fantastic. Strops up easy. I did end up putting a very slight micro bevel on this one just to get it a little more slicey. Completely a friction folder, and one thing you've got to watch out is when you close this, the blade can run into the handle, so just close it and then you're done and throw it in your pocket. So there's that. One of my favorites that I use in all my videos, the Buck 389 slip joint, and this is the Canoe slip joint, and this is just a wonderful little knife made in China, but those bone handles are definitely fantastic. And here we go, the Victorian Ox waiter. What can I say? It's fantastic. And this is everything. I mean, I've sold a ton of my waiters and everything. And then this is, I think, a hiker. I want to say it's either a hiker. I can't remember. It does have the saw. So you've got the big blade. You've got a small blade. You have a saw. You have scissors. You have a bottle opener, screwdriver, can opener, screwdriver. You have your hook, parcel hook, bottle opener, and all. I mean, that's pretty fantastic. And the very last one is the one that I keep in my pocket while I drop everything that's in my pocket. The mechanic. Not the mechanic, the Handyman. The Victorian Ox Handyman has been my most carried so far slip joint of all right now. This thing is fantastic. You've got a big blade, small blade. You have a metal file, finger file, and a cutting file. Then you have your saw blade. And then from there you have your scissors. And then from your scissors, you've got your pliers. Then your pliers, you've got a cap lifter screwdriver. You have a can opener screwdriver. On this end, you have bottle opener. You have a small scraping tool. Then, as we keep on going, a very small flathead. We have a parcel hook. And then, finally, you have your awl. That is it. And at 30 minutes, we did it. Those are all my slip joints in my entire collection. I hope you enjoyed seeing them, and I hope I get to review them all and show them all to you in full-length reviews or overviews. But, whew, finally done. If you guys enjoyed seeing all my knives and seeing my collection, let me know in the comments. This is going to be a long upload, so if my YouTube crashes a couple times, you understand it's a 30-minute video. But that is all my slip joints. That's everything. That's my whole collection. I have maybe excluded a few lockbacks and a few fixed blades, but other than that, that is everything. So thank you guys so much for joining me on another video. And if you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much.